what are we digging into today? Let's go, guys. We're back here, back on working on Redbird a little bit. Project 125, project get my first race in eventually. But yeah, it's just not been running 100%. Had some fork issues. There was absolutely no oil in this forks. Yeah, let me post a video real quick of how bad it can get. I guess, you know, it's 2001, so it's over 20 years old, and, you know, it may have never had the fork oil changed and or seals or anything, you know, so I got the scratch in my head. I was like, why are they so horrible? I was cranking up the compression and wasn't getting, you know, nothing out of them from doing that. I thought, man, I scratched my head, and I was like, rode my buddy's bike, and just I knew something was wrong, so we dove into it. The forks are bone dry. But anyhow, I'll show you a little clip and what to look for. And yeah, so yeah, that could be a big issue. But
here's the difference. This has probably been years and years. Okay, this is 2001, years and years, and these forks probably never been done. Look at this one, guys. There's absolutely no oil in these forks. We just pulled the caps, compressed them all the way down, got some oil in this one here. Look at this one. This is how it should be, guys. Look at that. So much better. Now watch this one. This is like a pogo stick. So guys, we're going to have these forks dialed in very soon.
The tunability of this Mikuni style carb one here does not have a good reputation in this year. 2001, I know there's probably some other years that may be even the same, but what I've read that they like to swap out for the Kian Air Striker carb, 38 millimeter. Yeah, 38 millimeters. Stock is 36. So they're supposed to be night and day. I had a Cologne version. I know. I'm crazy. We're going to try. I just couldn't see limping in and buying a brand new one. They're a little salty for me. And I'm going to wait and try to find a used one off eBay. So I just thought, well, let's just try it. Let's just give this a shot, because this one, I mean, I'm good at tuning two-strokes, guys. It doesn't take me long anymore. From even a year ago today, I know so much more when it comes to dialing in these bikes and getting them tuned in rather quickly. But long story short, I did a little reading, and they say, you know, this carb is just every bit of horrible. And even there's a big long article, and if I can find it, I'll put it in the description on talking about the issues they had in this year and how to fix them. But anyhow, there's several threads and stuff out there that say about these carbs got to come off, and you got to put on the 38 millimeter Air Striker carb. And they say even when you get this carburetor, which mine is really close, it's still lean on the pilot, and I ran out of pilot jets, and I just got to reading. I was like, why is this carb so horrible? I got to thinking, man, it was maybe my port job, but I did have to lean out the main on the port. You kind of would think it would go the other way, but on the porting, sometimes you will have to lean it out, and then your pilot will go lean on you. You'll have to richen the pilot. But anyhow, we're going to throw that carburetor on here, and we got a 2005 airbox upgrade for this 2001. Apparently, this 2001 airbox is choked up, so they say to get that off there and put the 05 on here. So that's what we're going to do. So hopefully get a little more power. I know I'm not going to have high hopes on this Chinese carb back here, guys, but we're going to give it a shot. I said it once and I said it again, that you have like a 1 in 3 chance. I think they're coming a long way, and I don't like to give Chinese product a good name. But guys, let's face it, it's everywhere. It is. But anyhow, let's try it out. Let's see what happens. Hey, I'll be the guinea pig for y'all. But let's get into this thing and let's start tearing it apart. And I am very, very excited to start getting this thing to where I can go out and run it on the track. I just can't stop thinking about it, guys. So let's get this stuff on and see how this bike runs. All right, before we dive in real quick, I don't know if I've showed you guys. I know this is all dirty. It needs cleaned up. Eventually, I'd like to get new plastics. It's got the newer style front fender I got, bolted right up. I think I grabbed that up off of eBay. And I'll show you guys the parts. Here's a 2005 airbox. I think I stole that off eBay too. Another eBay on the Air Striker, Kian Air Striker. And I got a jet kit over here as well. So I think this carb comes with I'm going to pop it open and double check things. I'm going to check the float height. We'll check We'll check out the main jet, the pilot jet that's in there, and we're gonna throw this thing on. I'll be honest, guys, I do slightly feel like the pot calling the kettle black here. Get the heck out of here. So we'll get this open real quick here and see if the. I think it called for a 170 main and a 50 pilot. Now I know I might have to change my slide. I was doing a lot of reading about this carburetor is known on like the 250 two-stroke engines too, on the MX bikes. Several different make and models actually, but they I think usually call for 180. They're usually fatter on the 250s. The guys, this is just me babbling on. It may not be correct, may or may not be. But I think a 170/50 pilot should be pretty good. I'm going to see what the needle height's set at too. If it's on like 3 is usually a good start. But I already know how this bike's running, and I think I'm going to switch to needle 2, and hope that that'll be not too lean. Who knows? It could be even rich, but. Yeah, guys, I know for a fact that some of you are going to bash us, but that's okay. So these carbs, you can check float height, but these you just want about level when you get to a 45-degree angle. That's what it's obviously going to push the needle further down when you set it, but you want to go to about a 45-degree angle with that seating in place. And look, guys, we might already have some quality control issues. That needle does not look right, so we're probably going to adjust that a little bit. Let's take a look at the jetting. Okay, guys, I 100% do not like how that's set. So that's a problem off the back. You got to be very careful with putting a lot of force on these, because I've had tweaked these and bent these. So be extremely cautious. I like to almost get my finger in there and hold like a part of the metal, if you can. And we're going to try and tweak this thing up a little bit. It's always so much harder on camera, guys. The pressure, if you guys watch. I think that's going to get us about money there. Did I get lucky? Oh yeah, so right there we're at about a 45-degree angle. Sorry I wasn't getting all that in. And now this is level. The whole carb body, that line is a good reference. Right there on that float. So we're going to go with that, guys. Go back out, about 45 degrees. Oh yeah, way better. It was setting up like this at 45 degrees, so yeah, not good. All right, let's take a look at this pilot and our main jet. It said it was a 170. Should I throw a 180 in it, guys? Yeah, it said 170, 50 pilot. When I bought the Carb, I looked through the pictures and in the description. If I think about it, I'll drop a link to this Carb. I usually don't drop too many eBay links. Little washer there. Yep, 170 it says. That actually has a key-in marking on it. I don't know if that's authentic or not, guys. Sure looks like it. They're getting good, guys. Any of you guys that work on stuff, you know what I'm talking about. I don't like giving them props, guys. 3 years ago when I started buying these freaking crap carbs, oh, it was a nightmare. You just couldn't tune them. Near impossible. But I ain't going to lie, guys. I'm not going to give them too much credit. They're getting better. Now, 100%, you're never going to have the material being the same quality. You know what I mean? They're going to make it cheaper. The hardware, everything's going to be cheaper, and bolts and hardware is going to strip out. Stuff's going to go wrong. Any way you look at it, I believe. I did tighten that up good. All right, guys. We're gonna pop the pilot jet out of here. Just a little tip: if anybody's new, just because you're popping in here because you got this bike or something like that, and maybe you don't wrench on too much stuff yourself, I'm pulling out the pilot jet right now, and we're gonna have to get another screwdriver. What I was about to say is, I'm popping out the pilot jet right now. Right here is your pilot circuit. 90% of your carburetors. Now I'm talking chainsaws, um, lawn mowers, everything. They get some cheaper style carbs and all that long guard stuff sometimes, and it's harder to get to this pilot circuit, Welch plugs, etc. The newer carbs are better with accessing the pilot circuit. Long story short, if you won't idle or start, this circuit is clogged. So this is the idle circuit, low circuit, right here. The main jet can get clogged too. That's very less rare. Depends on how long it sets. But thought I'd just give that advice and that tip out there. All right, we're getting this pilot jet out of here. Get the right screwdriver on them. I usually struggle with ever using this one. Usually the body is too small of an area to get it in there. Just gonna double check this, guys. And uh-oh. Apologies, guys. I had a phone call. All right. So there's the pilot. All right, guys, as advertised, 50 pilot. All right, guys, she's back together. So yeah, definitely open them up and check them out, guys, because that float height was a little sketch. So let's start tearing this bike apart. All right, guys, let's have a look here. Filters due to be cleaned up, that's for sure. Let's get this other airbox. From what I was reading, it's a direct fit. I guess we'll get a comparison when I pull it out of there, guys. We're also going to think about these stink bugs everywhere. We're also going to think about maybe modding the airbox. Maybe boring a hole through the side. I don't know if I like that or not. I might just run the 2005 intake here, intake boot, and just see what the difference is. See if it helped. I don't know if I should do. I know I read in more than one thread to do an airbox mod. Just give it a little more air, but we'll see. All right, let's work on getting this intake boot off here. As I am. All right, so it's looking like we're gonna have to remove the subframe. Looks like we had two of the bolts Loctite from factory. Top one wasn't, oddly enough, but looks like we're gonna slide this off of here and we'll be able to get the airbox off. Now guys, that could be crazy. The stock TMX Mikuni for this thing looks like it could have been bored. Let me know in the comments to clean that up a little better. But it's has like rings all through there, like it could have been bored out. I'll have to mic it and check on that. But all right, so yeah, it's just a simple remove of the subframe. You can see all the sponging I had. A lot of that was involved when I first got the bike. Was pig rich. Yeah, we're gonna see. I'm not sure on the throttle cable. Hopefully we don't have to cut this video short with ordering that up. We're going to find out. All right, guys. Here's the quality is not awful on this thing. Much like the Mikuni. I'll pull that little plug off the top. It's got that little grommet. Sets down in there in the notch. We'll pull all this out of here and see if we can't. I think I'm going to set this to needle 2 position. It's probably on needle 3. Let's go ahead and pull this apart. Let's see if this is the same size. Nope. Definitely not the same size. Shit. God. Damn it. Trying to see if this could be altered. I think it could happen. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, guys, I'm talking 100% vibe kill. It's like, man, everything's fitting. Now I put the airbox on there. It went right on. I'm like, wow, like it can't be this easy. I knew it's too good to be true. Here's where we got a problem. And there's enough room around it where I think we can go inside and do a little Dremel work. And just try and knock this outer lip to receive it. And I'm thinking as you receive it, as it's, as long as it can start its way in there a little bit, I could probably work it in there. If not, we have to look for another one of these, guys. I knew it was too good to be true, guys. Beautiful day out here. Time to go into the small engine shop. Let's see what we can do, guys. God. I'm kidding. Yeah. Hey. Not the best. But we made it work, guys. It's a tight fit. Guys, this Dremel is going to come in handy in more than one way. Not just for the importing work. All kinds of stuff. So it's a little tight, but if you look in there, there was a ridge around there, like a seal ridge. I cut all that out with my tungsten carbide, feathered all that in. There was like an edge from there to there. So I actually opened all that up a little bit, guys, not much. But this is a little bit of a tight fit. Spit on there. Spit on it and get her on. Look at that, guys. That's going to work now. So it's a light modification to the intake boot. But if that's all, that's great. All right, guys. Here's a quick look of the grinding I did. It was like a little seal ridge there. Help seal the carburetor up. We ground that down. And we took a few millimeters off the whole way around. And fits on there now. So definitely open that up just a tad bit in the transition there. So I think that should help out. I think it kicks out this way. Let's try it one more time. It takes a little bit of persuasion, that's for sure. There we go. It'll go in there. That'll make it nice, good, nice, tight, good seal on that. Wouldn't even need the clamp. I bet that's so tight. But that'll work, guys. That will work. All right. All right, guys. I gave it a little thin layer of grease on the body of this carb. Got the band on here, clamp per se. I would have liked to replace this. These always get stripped out when the bikes are this old. And this side is the one you really want to make sure it's clamped down good. I have both sides actually, but obviously this side's more critical. Let's see if we can't get this carb in here, guys. Can he get it in? Can he get it in the hole? Get it in the hole, guys. Sorry, at a moment. I almost need to have my bike strapped down. It's gonna come flying off here. Oh, guys, it's starting to go. Come on. Come on, baby. I think we might have to loosen the old 38 millimeter. Stepping up 2 millimeters, guys. Gotta loosen this band up good. I hope this carb works out. We'll definitely go to an authentic carb for sure, guys. If this one does halfway good, you know, comparing to tuning that Mikuni, guys. All right, not quite on there like I'd like it. Bottoms out a little bit. It's tight, guys. We're definitely not going to have any air leaks, that's for sure. See, my band, guys, I might need to get a larger band, and I don't know if I have any this size. Shit. I can't move it. You should be able to move this band around. That's what's holding me up. Okay, I got some movement on it. That little bit there may help us. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, take a look. It was a little bit of a bear. The clamp, I think, was holding it up. We got it on there. Question is it in about the same spot as the other carb? It should be. I mean, I would think. Let's see how hard it is getting this airbox on there. All right, guys, we got the carb on there. I have not seen any slide action yet, so let's give it a shot here. See what happens here. Everything looks good there. Don't want that debris in the carb. Sweet, dude. It seems like it might have a little bit more attention on it than the other carb. That's okay. That can easily be fixed. You guys think what I'm thinking? Maybe slam the tank on there and see if I can kick it over by hand. Pop it off. I don't know. All right, guys. I don't know if this... I've never tried to kick it. I guess it wouldn't be kicking it. Never tried to start it by hand. I ended up breaking my wrist, huh? I got a little bit of a fuel leak here. And that's just this hose is a little big. A little different fuel inlet diameter. I don't know, guys. Is this a good idea or not? Choke on this thing. This might be stupid of me to be trying. I thought I'd see if it'd pop off, guys. Might be a bad idea. I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot to put the reed valve in there. All right, guys, round two. I just wanted to capture this on camera so you can get full spectrum of how I deal with this carburetor. I was hoping I don't have problems, but y'all know how that go. Fuel's on. Choked it. Let's see what happens now. Let's see if we get some pop off. Helps if you have reeds in it, huh? All right, we got her popping off. Very, very high idle. So we're going to assume that we're very lean. Let me try Let me see what's going on with this throttle here. Nothing's. That could probably be open more, which would make it idle even higher. Let's go with a quarter. We might have to go up on the pilot. We'll try one more time. We'll have to get some ventilation in here, guys. Ventilation or suffer 2-stroke smoke choke. Woo, it's fires, guys. Definitely not jetted right. Woo wee. We got it fired up, guys. Did a second round fire. Sorry I didn't get it on camera. The mid's definitely got a bog to it, so we're definitely too lean in the mid. I put it on needle 2 because I was thinking it might be a little bit fat on the needle. So I guess we'll pop the cap off. We're going to drop it down to needle 3, make it a little bit more rich, because it's got a leanish bog to the mid-range rip. So I let this air out a little bit, get in here and tinker with this carb. The idle's really high, and I got the air screw almost all the way in. So that's telling me my pilot is lean. So it's got a 50 pilot in it. I know this bike, since it's ported, the pilot has been running lean, even with the other carburetors. So we definitely need to go a larger than normal pilot on this 2001 CR125. So let's dive in and see if we can't get this right. All right, guys, here we are the next day. As you can see, we were out running the bike. FMF shorty came off. I just had a temporary zip tied on there. Ring! All of a sudden, I thought, what the heck? So we got our tune to dial pretty good. I'm actually 100% tickled with this thing. It picks up to mid to top range a lot better. Like if you're down in the RPM and just decide to crack on the throttle, I noticed there's less clutch work. But when the power hits, it hits. It's like it's got more over rev now versus the 36 millimeter. Definitely feels like it's making more top end power, just by the feel of the bike. More over rev. I like it. It's definitely putting down the power. It definitely has my interest on buying the OEM King Carb. As you can see, my exhaust leak there. I'm missing. It's man. We're gonna pull all that apart today and clean that out as well. But this carburetor's we're on the needle 4th position. I was way lean. I noticed once I started getting it on the load out there, it was just whoop whoop. It's raining outside right now. So I've been doing some little rips and then coming right back in here. Tomorrow we're going to have people over riding, and there will be a second video out of me riding this thing more extensively. So yeah, we're going to drop the front tire, put the fork guard back on that side since it might be a little muddy tomorrow. But dude, I'm impressed. Had the carb off numerous times. Let's talk the idle jet and the main jet. Let's talk everything on the carb. So I've had the carb off plenty of times. I ended up having to break out the machine bits. As you can see, I got several down here. I'm going to have to reorganize. That was the 55 match there. So I kept that in there. That was the match for my 55 Pilot. We actually had to end up around the 60-ish if I were to guess. Maybe 58, 60-ish. I'm not 100% sure on that, guys. Just by using a drill bit, because I only went up to a 55 and that was still way lean. And now the bike's running pretty good. Coming from an idle, it's still just a hair lean. Like my Pilot jet could be a little bit more rich. I'm gonna have to get some Pilot jets in. But guys, man, I'm 100% impressed. We'll get this 05 airbox on here, and we'll be back. We're going to pull that back off, pull this pipe back off, clean everything up. It's way carbed up. It's sponging really bad. And as you can see, we weren't getting, that's all previously rich conditions there, but we weren't getting sponging near as bad. It was running out of the exhaust. I mean, there's still a little bit of residual there, but not too bad. All right, guys, let's get into putting this airbox boot on here, the intake boot, and start working on this, getting this thing ready for tomorrow. I'm very excited that this carburetor's working out. It's awesome. All right, guys. All right, guys, I'm not going to go crazy on comparisons from the 2001 air boot, intake boot, to the 05. That's supposed to be the better. It's supposed to make a little more power. As you can see up here, there's a big difference. And I can actually, I mean, I bet you if I got my caliber up, this little gap from here to here appears to be slightly bigger and wider on that. So let's get her on there, guys. All right, guys, so we got the 05 intake boot on there. Yeah, I know the inner or outer portion of that is filthy dirty, but I did not have time to power wash it before this video. It will be getting power washed in the morning, and then we'll get it muddy again. But I did notice another difference on the outside. See the difference there? There's a little more volume and roundness right there on the boot. I'm sure you can see that on camera. So other than that, they're pretty close. It's just this is just got a little bit bigger chamber in there, and the curvature is just more round and a little bit bigger opening in there. Not much. You really have to examine it. All right, guys, she's definitely dirty, but we got her back together, and the bike is actually running really good. I'm going to have to get some more pilot jets in. I only went up to a 55. I think we ended up around a 60, and I'm about 3/4 turn, so maybe at 62 or 65, whatever. The pilot circuit could be definitely more rich, but it's way better, guys, than what it was. Come over here and take a look at the spark plug. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera. It's got a pretty decent little brown look to it. A lot better than what the plugs have been looking in the Mikuni style carb. And I can see down in there. I can see the smoke ring on the main jet. Maybe it is a little rich, but that's fine, especially for riding tomorrow on the unknown without plug chopper. But it's close, guys, and let me tell you, man, this thing impressed me putting this Air Striker on here, Air Striker cologne. Anyway, guys, but yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing fired up for you guys. It's definitely a different feel. I would have to say the Mikuni carb, it definitely didn't have the top end power that this carb is making, which is good because it's kind of how this thing is ported. When it's on the pipe, it's on the pipe. But oddly enough, it's nice from pulling through my, it's a nicer transition from pulling through my mid to high jet. Now, of course, revving it at idle is not as clean. I can't even talk. Revving it at idle is not clean as it should be, but I'm very happy how this bike's running, guys. Let's go ahead and get this thing fired up for you guys. Unfortunately, it's raining. I got some runs in this morning when I didn't have all the plastics on, so like we're not going to be able to run the bike, but there's going to be another video out coming tomorrow of us riding, that's for sure. Guys, I feel like it wouldn't be fair unless I started this thing up, even though it's raining outside. And go figure, it's really picking up now. All morning it was a light drizzle. At least I got to dial it in. So yeah, we ended up needle 4 position. I'm going to say we're around the 60 pilot. So I'm going to get like a 60 and maybe just a slight higher pilots. Keep in mind, this guys, this thing is ported. I definitely had to lean this bike out with it being ported. Let's try to start this for you guys. And it's definitely cold. So we'll pop the choke on real quick. I'm impressed with the Carb, I will say. Definitely impressed. Oh yeah, babe. Even the revs are better, I'll be honest. I got to adjust the Carb a little bit. And turn the gas on. All right, so it's loading up a little bit. Let's see if we can't fool with that a little bit real quick, guys. Yeah, it's definitely running way better, guys. And the plug, I've never seen the plug look that good on this thing either. So that's definitely exciting. And the power, I mean, I can't wait for tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees and no rain tomorrow. So obviously it'll be a little wet, but we'll get this thing muddy. That's what it's all about. It's called a dirt bike, right? Even the idle sounds so much better. So this is what the 2005 airbox, that might have been why my air screw needed adjusted. Way better, guys. It's loading up a little bit. Well, guys, it was a success. The Chinese Air Striker Cologne has been pretty good. Now, obviously, I didn't get to ride it a whole lot this morning. I got the jetting pretty much spot on, judging by the spark plug there. I'm confident to rip this thing tomorrow. I wish we could right now, guys. There will be a second video coming out on this right after this because I'm sure we're going to be recording tomorrow. I got some friends coming over At least one other friend. He's going to be bringing his bike, and we're going to do some riding. Maybe we can even set up a drag race with this in the 250F. But yeah, guys. So the Mikuni knockoff car, Chinese car, it appeared to have authentic jets. I didn't have big enough pilot jets. We ended up around a 60 pilot, a 170 main jet in this thing, and we are on the needle clip 4 position. And this thing is running really good, guys. But anyhow, look for more content coming your way, guys. And if you haven't, smash that subscribe button and give me a like and comment below. Catch you later, guys. Guys, I really wanted to ride this thing. This is what we're dealing with right now. Be a little muddy riding tomorrow. Just wanted to show you real quick. Every time I've been running this bike, we've been sponging on the exhaust and dripping it down here on the swing arm every time. And nothing now, guys. Catch you later, guys. I'm excited for tomorrow. Thanks for watching.